Hello my dear students, welcome to one more amazing session from Infinity Land. This is Suresh, Faculty of Chemistry. So in the NEET series we are going to discuss a topic by topic in the entire week. We are going to discuss today the master in ionic equilibrium. This ionic equilibrium is moving around the pH. So today I am going to make you to be master like a pro in calculation of pH of various solutions. So you all able to hear me, can see me? Please give me confirmation, thumbs up and fire emoji in the session so that we can start the class without any delay. My dear students, hi 𝒑𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒕, Betu, how are you? Mitsu, Sham, good afternoon. Very good. Now let us see. Before going for the ionic equilibrium, we are going to apply the equilibrium principles in the solutions among the ions. We have a strong electrolyte and a weak electrolyte. Strong electrolyte is the one which ionizes completely, and weak electrolyte is the one which do not ionize completely. It is a weak and feebly ionized. So there will be an equilibrium principle between the unionized and ionized stuff, right? And Betu, I am fine, thank you. And let us see how the pH is going to impacted in various types of solutions and strategies to calculate the pH and simple tricks and tips all there with you, right? So 𝒑𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒕, me fine, thank you. Please, those who are online, please like the session, share with your friends and subscribe to Infinity Land NEET YouTube channel. So dear children, let's see, in this ionic equilibrium we will be talking about the pH of acids, a strong acid and a weak acid, pH of a strong base and a weak base, and the mixture of strong acids, mixture of strong bases, mixture of acid as well as a base. We are going to see all kinds of versions in the pH calculation. Before going for this pH calculation, a couple of promotional slides are there, and let's see these promotional slide, that is a score examination. Sri Chaitanya is introducing the score. What is this score? You know, Sri Chaitanya is one of the unicorn in the educational industry in India. Now we want to go for a hunt for the bright talents like you. For that we are giving you the score examination, Sri Chaitanya talent examination, and this is India's largest scholarship examination. Why it is said to be India's largest scholarship examination? Because this scholarship examination giving you 2.5 crore rupees cash rewards. Can you believe it? Those deserved students will be given worth of 350 crore rupees of scholarships, depending upon the courses you opt and go for the studies. And also, have you ever seen up to 100% scholarships and also exciting gadgets? These exciting gadgets includes laptops and tablets. And also, have you ever dreamed to go to NASA? Exploring the space research, United States of America. Here we are giving you insight to take a trip for the NASA, United States of America, and it is on us, and just try to grab as many as you can from these rewards, and violate in the description box, the link is available, and you click the link and you just apply for the examination. This examination anybody can write from the grade 3 to grade 11, and you can write this examination online and offline. You can write offline, you have to visit the nearest Sri Chaitanya Academy, and also this examination is conducted twice. One is September 28th and October 12th. And September 28th के लिए examination September 26th तक window is open. You can apply till September 26th. For October 12th examination, you can open a window up to October 10th. So while you can just simply click the link available in the description box, and you can do the best and grab as many as goodies you want, and all the best for your score examination. So 𝒑𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒕, you applied it. Now moving ahead, और एक चीज है, NEET test series by Sri Chaitanya Academy by Infinity Land. What is this? You ask any one of your seniors who cleared the NEET examination, the toppers of the NEET examination. They did hard work like you, and what makes them to be a topper? They did the assessment. So any examination you want to prepare, it is required to know where exactly you stand, what is your improvement areas, and what is your strength. For that, a proper assessment platform is required, that is NEET test series. In this NEET test series, bacho, you are going to have a real-time NEET examination taking experience. It is prepared by the prominent NEET expert faculties from the Infinity Lane by Chaitanya Academy, and you will be given, it is based on the latest NTA examination pattern. Bacho, and it simulates the real-time test taking experience so that you can do the best for your NEET examination. While that NEET examination test series is designed in 3 benchmarks. It is for the 11th student and 12th student as well as the repeater. And you can choose any one of this. And और एक चीज़ है, when you purchase this, you just apply YouTube 30 off, so that 30% of the flat discount you are going to get. So while description box में link is given, you can click it and you can purchase NEET test series. It is unlimited, so it is an ultimate key to NEET success. Okay, all the best, my dear students. Here want to say the pH calculation. So my promotion is over. Everybody give me thumbs up and fire emojis so that we can start the class. Now let's talk about acidity and the pH scale. So what is a solution has a H plus ions and OH minus ions. How much H plus ion is there? It is logarithmatically given by a Sorensen scale. Sorensen was the scientist given this scale mathematically, that is a pH scale. So acidic strength means the tendency of an acid to give H plus ions into the solution. And so greater the tendency to give H plus, stronger is the acid. And also you can say basic strength means the tendency to give OH minus ions. Stronger is the base, it has a great tendency to give OH minus ions. So H plus कैसे दे सकते हैं, कितना दे सकते हैं, OH minus कैसे दे सकते हैं, कितना दे सकते हैं, ये आयोनिक प्रोडक्ट कांस्टेंट ऑफ वाटर का हिसाब से देना पड़ता. आयोनिक प्रोडक्ट ऑफ वाटर Kw is equal to H plus and OH minus is going to be 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 14 mole square per liter square. ये सच है जब तक टेम्परेचर कांस्टेंट है. Okay, Soumya, how are you? Soumya, how are you? Just the class is started. Please follow the lesson so that we can explore the more incentives of the pH scale. Now the concentration, जो concentration आता है ना, so the concentration of H plus ions is written in the simplified form introduced by your friend Sorensen, and it is defined as a negative logarithm of the activity of H plus ion, that is given as pH is equal to negative logarithm to the base 10 of H plus ion. The activity of H plus ion means H plus ion concentration. Generally you will take normality of an acid, and how do you calculate the pH of the base? And you can calculate the pH of the base by subtracting with 14. Samya, let's see the pH scale. Acidity of H plus ion in the concentration of free H plus ion or hydronium ion is H3O plus in the water or in the aqueous solution. हम जो pH calculate कर रहे हैं ना, this is related to aqueous solutions, mind it. If the solvent is any other, we are not going to use this pH scale given by Sorensen. Their pH concept ही नहीं होगा. ठीक है बेटा? And the pH scale was marked from 0 to 14. The central point of 7 at 25 degrees centigrade is taken as water. For the solvent, it is said to be neutral. pH of 7 is said to be neutral. Anything less than pH is less than 7 is said to be acidic. Anything is greater than pH is said to be basic. And you can say the pH scale, if the temperature is changed, जब तक 25 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड ना हमारा जो pH आपका बिलीफ में है ये सही है. If the temperature is changed, the pH scale that is there in your belief is not applicable. The pH changes with the temperature, because as temperature changes, ionic product constant water is going to change and the pH is going to be changed. For example, 0 to 14 at 25 degrees centigrade, Kw is 10 to the power of minus 14. As temperature increases, the Kw value बढ़ते जाता है, and at pH is 7, and 0 to 13 at 80 degrees centigrade, Kw is going to be 10 power minus 13. Neutral point is going to be 6.5. If somebody come across with pH 6.5 now, you will shock. It is neutral because the temperature alag hoga. Understand, Soumya? Clear? That's a very important point here. pH can also be negative sometimes, and pH can also be greater than 14 sometimes. So, Soumya, those who are online, please like the session, and you can say, I want to say pH value and nature of the solution. And for H plus is greater than 10 power minus 7, it is said to be acidic, and the pH is going to be negative less than 7. And H plus ion is equal to greater than 10 power minus 7. You can say pH is going to be 7 and the solution is said to be neutral. If the H plus ion concentration is less than 10 power minus 7 and the pH is more than 7, greater than 7, and it is going to be a basic in nature. So, acidic and basic and relative H plus and OH minus ion concentrations you have to take into the action. Right? Let us move here. Various solutions are there here. Neutral, it is a pure water, pH is going to be neutral, and anything less than 7 you can say it is an acidic. You say milk is slightly acidic, and it is a black coffee, it is acidic. pH is 7 for the black coffee. Right, Soumya? Tomato juice, it is pH 4, apple juice, pH 3, and a lime juice, it is going to be pH 2, and a gastric juice, it is going to be pH 1. And you see more than that, you can say pH 8. Egg white is a pH is slightly greater than 7, it is in the slightly basic, and baking soda pH 9, and hand wash soap is going to be, it is a 10, ammonia is 11, and bleach is 12, and a concentrated solution of sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, barium hydroxide comes to the pH 13 and 14. And you see pH is going to be we know that pH is going to be negative logarithm to the base 10 of H plus ion concentration. So that H plus ion concentration is equal to 10 to the power minus pH hoga. It is going to be 10 to the power minus pH hoga. This is important and this is important. You want me to give a simple trick for that? My dear children, if anything you take calculation, so if H plus ion concentration is equal to A into 10 power minus B, make the H plus concentration as A into 10 power minus B format, then pH अब सीधा लिख सकता हूँ B minus log A, बस. So this is a super awesome trick. You can do it for any pH, pOH, pKa, pKb, anything. A into 10 power minus B का तरीका लिखना है बेटा. Soumya, Ashok, hi Ashok, Betu, and Geeta Madhuri, Minshu Nam, everybody follow this trick so you can do simple calculation. You want to know the pH logarithm value निकालना कैसे? बस इतना है. Okay, log to the base 10 of 1 is equal to 0. In the examination, log value will be given or will not be given, doesn't matter beta. But you can simply memorize the 2-4 values so you can calculate the pH like a pro. Lavanya, hello. And if you log 2 is going to be make it 0.3010, make it 0.3. You want to say log 3 is going to be 0.47. Okay, log 4 is equal to 0.6 and log 5 is equal to 0.699. I am so lazy, I will take 0.7. ठीक है? And any log value you can just manipulate from these 4 values. Hardly 1, 2, 3, 4 values. Log 4 up to square लिख सकते हैं. You know logarithm fundamental formulas. Logarithm fundamental formulas आपका पता है सौम्या, लावण्य, logarithm fundamental formulas. So those who are preparing for NEET examination, you will be having a quite fear about the numbers and calculating the calculations in the ionic equilibrium, chemical equilibrium, thermodynamics, electrochemistry and chemical kinetics. How many of you agree with me? How many of you agree with me? So attend my classes without any fail, all the chapters with simple calculations I can give you. So from now onwards, you never say calculation part is so difficult. So big numerical part will not be there in the NEET examination, but it is objectified with a particular type of chemical equation related questions. So how to handle the problems with logarithms? Log a to the power b is equal to b into log a. Log 4 is equal to log 2 square. So 2 into log 2, 2 into log 2.3 is going to be 0.6. Simple. And log a dot b is equal to log a plus log b. Log a by b is equal to log a minus log b. बस इतना ही. Just 3 formulas can handle you. Any doubt? It is a one class to master the calculations on the pKa, pKb, buffers, salt, hydrolysis and the pH calculations. Right? So let's follow here. When a solution is said to be pH is 7 neutral, if anything is less than 7, मान लो ये pH 7 होगा, pH 6, pH is equal to negative log to the base 10 of H plus ion concentration मैं बोल चुका. So H plus concentration आपको आ सकता है 10 to the power of minus pH. So ताकि इसका pH 7 है ना, इसका H plus ion concentration 10 power minus 7 होगा. बस इतना सिंपल है. pH 6 है and it is going to be H plus is going to be 10 power minus 6. pH 3 है, H plus ion concentration is going to 10 power minus 3. pH 11 है, H plus ion concentration is going to be 10 power minus 11. So this is the simple trick you can use the how, what is the concentration of H plus. And if it is at a pH 3.4, pH 3.4, H plus ion concentration is going to be 10 power minus 3.4. So that I just want to say you are going to get the answer in between these two. Don't solve the question. Look at the options. Any value between these two you can take into the consideration. Say what is the answer. So it is a mind game and it is a speed game. NEET examination, you need not have to struck up in the calculation part. Rather you can do the best by using some skill, some trick that I am going to give you in the current class. So students, follow here. I just want to say pH of weak acid. How to calculate pH of weak acid? Array, this much derivation is given. How do we understand this derivation? Don't worry, some slide तैयार रख के आप explain कर रहे हैं, display कर रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं बेटा. The same thing I can write it here. Look at this. CH3 COOH, मान लो any monobasic weak acid is given as a CH3 COO minus and H plus. ठीक है, फिर लिखना चाहता हूं मैं, right? For a polyprotic weak acid, for any polyprotic weak acid, first ionization constant you have to take and ignore the second, third ionization constant. So always for a polyprotic acid, Ka1 is always greater than Ka2. So the significantly Ka2 will be obviously will be less, so that the H plus ion contributed by the second ionization you can ignore it. That is better. Initially C moles per liter is taken. C stands for the molarity of the weak acid and it is going to be 0 and 0. Let alpha is going to be degree of ionization, that is called degree of ionization. So let C minus C alpha is left, so C alpha is dissociated. Bachcho, so this is going to be C alpha is formed, C alpha is formed. This is a weak acid. Hi Abhinav Yadav, how are you? So we can write the acid dissociation constant Ka is equal to apply chemical equilibrium phenomena CO minus and H plus, and it is going to be CH3 COOH, and Ka value is going to be no, so that is going to be C alpha dot C alpha, and इसका C minus C alpha होगा, so C square alpha square upon C of 1 minus alpha होगा, है ना? Now I just want to strike this concentration over here. So C and concentration. So I just want to say here Ka is equal to C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. For a weak electrolyte, alpha का जो वैल्यू है ना कम से कम होगा, इसी का कारण डिनोमिनेटर में 1 माइनस अल्फा आप खुद इग्नोर कर सकते हैं. इग्नोर करने के बाद क्या होगा, ये जो चीज है ना, जैसे ये वीक इलेक्ट्रोलाइट का अल्फा कम से कम होगा, 1 माइनस कम से कम वैल्यू 1 ही होगा ना. सो दैट आई वुड लाइक टू से के ए इज इक्वल टू नियरली इज इक्वल टू सी अल्फा स्क्वायर, राइट. ताकि इसका अल्फा वैल्यू निकाल सकते हैं. अल्फा वैल्यू इज इक्वल रूट के ए बाई सी, राइट. H plus ion concentration is equal to C alpha. Okay, so I want to say alpha is equal to, so H plus ion concentration is equal to C alpha. C alpha is equal to root Ka dot C. That's what I want to mention here. अब now इसका नेगेटिव लॉग निकाल सकते हैं. सो pH is equal to नेगेटिव लॉग रूट Ka dot C. Ka is equal to acid dissociation constant. C is the molarity of the acid. So this derivation do we need to do in the NEET examination? Array, I can give you a simple formula, I can ask you to solve it. And आपको पता होना चाहिए ये formula कैसे निकला. Therefore, I have to derive this. You please don't derive during the examination. Rather, during the preparation, you need to know all this stuff. Are you getting or not? Any doubt? Abhinav, Lavanya, and Soumya, those who are online, please like the session once. Please like the session. Now, moving ahead, base का कैसे कर सकता हूँ? The same way you can say pH of a weak base. Ammonium hydroxide gives us ammonium plus OH minus. And again, C0, C, X or alpha, C minus C alpha, C alpha, C alpha. Kb is given as OH minus is equal to C alpha is equal to root Kb dot C. Kb is base dissociation constant and C is the concentration of this weak base. From there you can say negative POH is equal to negative logarithm to the base 10 of the OH minus and concentration and root Kb dot C. And also you can see the pH and the POH comes to be 14. This is a fundamental thing. pH plus POH is equal to 14 and pH भी calculate कर सकते हैं. POH के साथ 14 minus POH होगा. This is a very important. This is very important. Okay. Now, my dear children, here POH and pH you can calculate in the way. And for any acid, you will be having a Ka value. For a base, you will be having a Kb value. I want to say, अगर acidic strength बढ़ते हैं ना, if you see acidic strength is increased, HO plus ion concentration is increased, and its Ka value increases, and the pKa value decreases. जिस acid को एसिडिक स्ट्रेंथ ज़्यादा है, इसका Ka वैल्यू भी ज़्यादा है. and I want to say pKa is equal to negative logarithm to the base 10 of acid dissociation constant, right? And similarly for the basic strength increases, iska OH minus concentration increases, and iska Kb value increases, and iska pKb value decreases. Got it? Abhinav? Concept open concept open suffocation. Concept 5 minutes. Right, got it, Betu? Now, I just want to talk about here pH of a strong acid or a strong base does not depend on the temperature. Mostly, as temperature changes for a weak or a weak acid or a weak base, it is going to be changed. But for a strong acid and a strong base, if the temperature is slightly changed, it doesn't majorly change its pH. But in the most of the cases, it is going to be changed. And I want to say, substance on the pH range, gastric juice, soft drinks, lemon, vinegar, urine, milk, saliva, blood, sea water and tears. You can see the entire pH range. pH is very, very important when it comes to the biological parameters are concerned. You know the blood pH, so the blood pH range between here 7.2 to 7.4, generally you can say 7.3 to 7.5. pH change in 0.2 can make you to admit in the hospital. Balwan, hi. So those who are online, please like the session. And my dear children, the pH range is very important. You can just merely understand the pH range. So we can't say where exactly the question can come. Let us moving ahead. Calculation of pH of various solutions is very important. I want to say NEET phobia. No, NEET phobia nahi. You love NEET and write NEET examination. Acha hoga na? That's good. Phobia nahi hoga. Okay, NEET philia you can change it. Right. So for a strong acid, let us talk about the strong acid. So H plus ion concentration is said to be normality of acid. So what is this normality again? This normality of the acid is nothing but molarity into n factor. Molarity into n factor. What is n factor? Somebody please prompt me here, Betu, Abhinav and other students, Soumya. Molarity into n factor, that's very good, and I want to know what is n factor. N factor is called number of H plus ions that can be given by one molecule of an acid is called this n factor. So when you talk about this molarity of the acid, now you can directly take pH is equal to negative logarithm to the base 10 of this H plus ion concentration, my dear children. Okay, so this is you have to use if H plus ion concentration is greater than 10 power minus 6. 10 power minus 6 number of H plus beta, number of H plus. This is very important. If H plus ion concentration is less than this, मैं क्या करूँ? If H plus ion concentration is less than 10 power minus 6, क्या करना? Mind it, there you don't know, you know everything from the ionic equilibrium, but you don't know which condition you have to use and what situation. So if that is the case, consider Kw, consider Kw. If you consider Kw, कुछ ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता. So उसमें if H plus ion concentration is less than 10 power minus 6, so that you can say H plus total present in the solution is going to be H plus of the acid actually plus H plus of the water. As long as 25 degrees centigrade is there, H plus of the water is going to be 10 power minus 7 mole per liter. Add water concentration. Water concentration nahi hai beta. H plus ion contributed by the water you have to add. Are you getting or not? So ताकि इसका आना वाला है H plus ion total is equal to H plus ion of the acid plus 10 power minus 7 ऐड करना पड़ता है. Therefore इसका pH निकालना, pH is equal to negative logarithm to the base 10 of H plus ion total लेना पड़ता. You can use the quadratic equations if you are very good at mathematics, and you can calculate the pH. And if you are not comfortable, you can just simply use the mathematical approximation. We can do it, no problem. अरे जब तक temperature 25 है, this is true. Actually, if temperature should be mentioned as 25 degrees centigrade, so Kw is 10 power minus 14 mole square per liter square. If the question doesn't mention about the temperature, so by default everybody please take 25 degrees centigrade. NEET phobia, I am more comfortable to call you with your name. Instead I call you NEET phobia. So what's your name beta? So that I can call you with your name, right? So hope you understand, you clarified your temperature dependency of the question, right? So moving ahead, और एक चीज है, right? Weak base, pH calculation of different solutions. So for strong base, so strong base क्या होना चाहिए? So OH minus ion concentration is going to be, okay, normality of base. Okay, when you calculate the pH, always take the H plus concentration as if H plus ion concentration is equal to A into 10 power minus B, and the pH should be equal to B minus log A. And it is a super awesome trick. It is going to be a super awesome trick. Those students, fine, understood? Now let us move ahead with strong base. So how to calculate the pOH is equal to negative logarithm to the base 10 of OH minus concentration is such है. Use this is if pH, if OH minus ion concentration is going to be, greater than 10 power minus 6 mole per liter. Are you getting or not? Clear? If OH minus ion concentration is less than 10 power minus 6, so that OH minus ion concentration should be taken total. When you take total OH minus ion concentration given by the base, and you have to add the OH minus ion concentration given by the water. Water OH minus ion concentration is going to be OH minus ion concentration total is equal to OH minus ion concentration of the base plus 10 power minus 7. So इसका pOH निकालना है. pOH is equal to negative log OH minus ion total. Right? OH minus ion total. Here once you calculate pH ना, pH should be equal to 14 minus pOH. इतना simple है pH calculation करने के लिए. Now I want to make the mixture of weak strong acids and a mixture of strong bases and a mixture of strong acid and a strong base. समझ में आ रही है क्या? अगर कुछ डाउट है ना तो चार्ट बॉक्स में आप पूछना है सीधा. Right? Any doubt Betu, Balawan and NEET phobia and all student Abhinav? Right. So moving ahead, mixture of strong bases, strong acids. So mixture of strong acid. So let us say V1, N1 is the normality of an acid 1, and V1 is the normality of acid 1, and N2 is normality of acid 2, and V2 is volume of acid 2. When these two solutions are mixed, so you are going to get a molarity of these acids. So H plus ions of this mixture is going to be N1 V1 plus N2 V2 upon V1 plus V2. मान के चलो along with N1 V1 volume of the acid, N2 volume normality of the acid 2, and V2 volume is mixed together. Along with that some water is added, so that you have to add V1 plus V2 plus volume of the water. That is going to be another important point. And once you got this, pH is going to be negative logarithm to the base 10 H plus ion of the mixture. You have to do it. This is very simple. Any doubt? Clear? If you have any doubt, please let me know. Now moving ahead, calculation of the pH of the different solutions better. So calculation of pH of mixture of strong bases. So N1 is going to be the normality of base 1, normality of base 1, and V1 is the volume of base 1, and N2 is the normality of base 2, and V2 is the volume of base 2. When these two are mixed, so you are going to get OH minus ion concentration of the mixture is going to be N1 V1 plus N2 V2 upon V1 plus V2. Super awesome formulas you are going to get in today's class. Okay. So dear children, it's very, very important class. Never miss it. Never and ever miss it. At the end of this session, I promise you 4 marks will be in your pocket. Mind it. So इससे पकड़ के POH calculate करना, that is equal to negative log OH minus ion concentration of the mixture. Right? As like a strong acid. Yes, exactly beta. I appreciate your involvement. And इसका pH is equal to 14 minus POH होगा. बस इतना है. मैं अभी आपको पेश कर रहा हूँ. अभी फिलहाल स्ट्रॉन्ग एसिड मिक्सचर देखा एंड स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस मिक्सचर देखा. अगर आप मिक्सचर ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग एसिड स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस आप करना चाहता हो तो क्या करना? राइट नाउ इट इज गोइंग टू बी हियर मिक्सचर ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग एसिड प्लस स्ट्रॉन्ग बेस. पीएच क्या होगा? कंडीशंस निकालना पड़ता बेटा, कंडीशंस निकालना पड़ता. So let normality of an acid, Na is equal to normality of acid, and Va is equal to volume of an acid, and Nb is equal to normality of base, and Vb is equal to volume of base. Now three conditions will come. If NaVa and NbVb ये दोनों का multiple देखना पड़ता. So how do we do here? Let us see NaVa and NbVb. Okay, if NaVa is equal to NbVb, सारे के सारा acid and base is neutralized. When the acid and base is completely neutralized, the solution is going to be neutral. Solution will be neutral. When the solution is neutral, the pH of the solution need not have to calculate, is going to be 7. That's it. When the question is given, you pick the NaVa and NbVb, आपको पता चलेगा. Right? Now I want to say, if NaVa is greater than NbVb, so acid is greater than, number of equivalents of an acid is greater than number of equivalents of a base. So acid जीत गया, so that I would say H plus ions ज़्यादा बचेगा. So that H plus ion concentration can be calculated as NaVa minus NbVb upon Va plus Vb. So इससे आप pH निकाल सकते हैं. pH is equal to negative log to the base 10 of the H plus. Of course, the pH is going to be less than 7. The solution is going to be acidic. We know that. Right? Now let me say, if NbVb जीत गया तो क्या करूं मैं? So if NbVb is greater than NaVa, बेस जीत गया. इसी कंडीशन में बेस जीत गया. बेस जीत गया का मतलब क्या? OH माइनस कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ज्यादा होगा बेटा. So OH minus and concentration is going to be NbVb minus NaVa upon Va plus Vb. You see the flow of the subject during the class. The pH is going to be the greater than 7. इससे POH निकालना, negative logarithm to the base 10 of OH minus and concentration, ताकि आपको pH is equal to minus 14 minus POH. 14 minus POH, it is going to be 14 minus POH. The pH of the solution is going to be greater than 7 and it is going to be basic. It is going to be basic. My dear children, here you can see calculation of the strong acid condition 10 power minus 7 greater than 10 power minus 7 less than. And strong base 10 power minus 6 less than 10 power minus 7 less than. Now mixture of strong acid, now mixture of strong bases and mixture of strong acid and a strong base, इसमें तीनों condition आपको देखा. So फिलहाल कुछ doubt है नहीं तो आपको बताना. So Betu, any doubt? Dear children, please involve in asking doubts. Those who are in online, please like the session. Please like the session. When you like the session energy बढ़ जाता बेटा. Right? Come on. Any doubt? It's a time for doubts. Now moving ahead, calculation of the mixture of weak acids. Mixture of weak acid. Ka1 is the one, so it is a weak acid 1 का acid dissociation constant होगा and इसका alpha 1 होगा. Okay. And Ka2 and alpha 2. it is going to be for the weak acid too. If these two are mixed, we know that for a weak acid, HA gives rise to HO plus and A minus, right? And it is going to be C minus C alpha and C alpha and C alpha. HO plus ion concentration, we know that for here root Ka dot C, Ka dot C, right? So mixture, ये है mixture का HO plus ion concentration कितना होगा? It is equal root over Ka1C1 plus Ka2C2. Are you getting or not? Simple na? Simple na? Now let us talk about the weak bases. Similarly for the weak bases, Kb1 and alpha 1, it is going to be weak base 1, and Kb2 alpha 2 is going to be weak base 2, right? Now when the base is mixed, OH minus ion concentration is going to be, OH minus ion concentration is going to be root over Kb1 C1 plus Kb2 C2. And you can take this alpha into the consideration. From there POH you can calculate and pH can be calculated. pH is not acidic, it is neutral. I am right, sir? pH 7 is not acidic. pH 7 is neutral at 25 degrees centigrade, right? pH is going to be 7, means it is neutral as long as the temperature is 25 degrees centigrade. You want a doubt in that? Let me explain you that. My dear children, whenever you are asking a doubt, a valid doubt, I will help you. We know that Kw is going to be Hu plus and OH minus is equal to 10 power minus 14 at 25 degrees centigrade, right? So that from here Hu plus ion concentration is going to be 10 power minus 7, so that pH is going to be negative log 10 power minus 7, so that it is going to be pH is going to be 7, it is said to be neutral, right? Now I just want to increase the temperature. So let at 80 degrees centigrade pH pKa. So from here I want to say Kw is going to be, as temperature increases, Kw increases. This is the fundamental fact. It is a fundamental fact. So Kw is increased. Kw, so 10 power minus 14 था 25 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड में. Now I want to increase the temperature. Kw इससे बड़ा वैल्यू ले लो, 10 पावर माइनस 12 लेना चाहता हूँ, मान लो, राइट? सो दैट इसका H प्लस आयन उसमें आधा होना चाहिए. 10 प्लस 14 में 10 प्लस माइनस 7 बन रहे हैं. H प्लस इज गोइंग टू 10 पावर माइनस 6 होगा. सो pH इज इक्वल टू नेगेटिव लॉग H plus ion concentration is equal to pH is equal to negative log, okay, 10 power minus 6. So pH is equal to 6. So मैं क्या बोलना चाहता हूँ? pH of the water is neutral. pH of the water is neutral with irrespective of the temperature. With irrespective of the temperature. But as temperature increases, pH is going to be decreased. pH 7 से pH 6 तक पहुंचा. Are you getting or not, बच्चों? Any doubt? Any doubt? बेतो? So clarify all your doubts. Expecting you guys to ask doubts, na? Okay, my dear children, come on, let us do more. Let us do more. And pH of the different solution. You want to mix a weak acid and a strong base. Okay, if you want to mix weak acid and a strong base, okay, you are going to get, if you are going to get either buffer, you are going to get either buffer. Similarly, weak base and a strong acid, you are going to get a buffer if the concentrations related to Anderson-Hasselbalch equation. Now moving ahead here, buffer solution. Buffer solution is a solution which resists the change in the pH on addition of a small amount of an acid, on addition of small amount of a base, on small dilution or long storage or little change in the temperature. Such a solution is called buffer solution, and this buffer solution resists the change in pH because it has a reserve acidity and a reserve alkalinity. So the buffers are two types, simple buffers and mixed buffers. Let us talk about the features of the buffers here. These are the features of the buffers. Okay, buffer should not actually react with the reaction, right beta? So these are the features. Buffer solution has to definite pH. A buffer का खुद pH value होगा, and there is no change in pH for a long period of time. So if you store for a month also, buffer do not change its pH, and there is no change in the pH on dilution. There is no change in the addition of pH of the addition of the strong acid or a strong base, and little temperature changes also. And also you have two types of buffers. One is a simple buffer, another one is a mixed buffer. Simple buffer is a buffer where it is an aqueous solution of a salt of a weak acid and weak base, ammonium carbonate, ammonium oxalate. Like this they act as a buffers, ammonium phosphate. While the mixed buffers, you know, and they have a mixture of weak acid and a strong, it's a salt of a strong base, and a weak base and it's a salt of a strong acid. Now I wanted to say here, the mixed buffers can be calculated by using Anderson-Hasselbalch equation. My question is, what is the buffer present in the blood? I want to ask you, Betu and other students who are online, please tell me what is the answer. pH of the blood is maintained always constant. So blood buffer क्या होगा? Blood buffer क्या होगा? So you're all BPC students, na? Biology you're very good and you're going to get 300 plus always. I want to know that. Okay, I want to know that. Blood maintains its pH always constant because it has a blood buffer. Like serum albumin itself acts as a buffer. Okay, and also carbonate and bicarbonate act as a buffer. Okay, talking about an acidic buffer, it is a mixed buffer. It is a mixture of a weak acid and a strong base. It's a strong base salt. Okay, example, acetic acid, sodium acetate as a mixture. Which of the following is a buffer? Which of the following is not a buffer? So it is a famous question in the NEET examination. And phthalic acid and potassium phthalate, boric acid and borax, and sodium bicarbonate, citric acid and sodium citrate. These are all the acidic buffer where a weak acid इस्तेमाल किया जाएगा. You talk about the basic buffer. Basic buffer is a mixture of weak base and it's a salt of a strong acid. Very good example, ammonium hydroxide and ammonium chloride, glycerin and glycerin hydrogen chloride. And you will be having ampholites. So ampholites are the one which as the salt of the weak acid and weak bases are the ampholites. Ampholites also act as a buffer. So I just want to say the compound contains both acidic and a basic groups, therefore they exist as a buffer. So they exist as a Zwitter ionic form. Amino acids act as a Zwitter ionic form. What is the amino acid? Both carboxylic group and amino groups are there. So dipolar groups. So they act as, this is the fundamental structure of the amino acid, you know, right? So depending upon this different R value, okay, 20 different amino acids are there in the proteins, naturally occurring amino acids. And you can see a mixture of a normal salt and acidic salt of polybasic acid like a sodium hydrogen phosphate and sodium phosphate. This mixture also can act as a buffer beta. And also salt of a weak base and a weak acid in the water. For example, ammonium acetate, ammonium cyanate. Hi Ravi, how are you? And ammonium carbonate act as a buffer. In the NEET examination, bachcho, mind it, it is a very important. Which of the following act as a buffer? Simple, you have to strike the answers, right? I want to say buffer capacity. You take a beaker of buffer, okay, you want to add a drop of an acid, it will act and it will resist the pH change. 1, 2, 3 drops of a buffer. If you add ample amount of an acid, buffer do not have the capacity to resist the pH change, rather it will change its pH. So buffer has its own capacity. So it is defined as, buffer capacity is defined as the number of moles of an acid or a base need to be added to a liter of buffer to change the pH by 1 unit. That is said to be, buffer capacity is said to be pi. Number of moles of an acid or a base has to be added to the 1 liter of the buffer solution and upon change in the pH. So buffer capacity is very important for NEET type of examinations. My dear children, here moving ahead, Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. This is very important. Basic buffer and acidic buffer. So you can calculate the pH of the buffer. Based on this acidic buffer का pH calculate करने के लिए pKa plus log salt by acid. Conjugate base देने के लिए salt इस्तेमाल करना, sodium acetate and weak acid, and it is an acid. Acetic acid का concentration, sodium acetate का concentration. If it is a weak acid, you want to say pH is equal to pKa, okay, plus log concentration of the salt. You can say CH3 COO NA. It's a conjugate base, है ना? Yes, and it is going to be CH3 COOH. Like that in the question it will be given. It is said to be a conjugate base. Similarly, for the weak bases, you can say POH can be calculated by pKb plus log salt. अमोनियम क्लोराइड आप ले सकते हैं एंड अमोनियम हाइड्रोक्साइड आप ले सकते हैं. Okay, this is going to be salt by base. In the examination, you will be given their respective Ka, Kb values, and you can calculate their respect to the pH values. Ravi, so this is about the calculation of the pH of a buffer. This equation is known as Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, or simply said to be Henderson equation. Okay, and the insight for the question is, you will be asked to calculate the pH of the buffer. pKa value will be given, pH will be given, and how much amount of salt need to be dissolved in this acid, or how much amount of the acid need to be dissolved in the salt. So that you have to say. You are going to prepare this buffer by mixing these two. Good afternoon, Chaurasia. So you came late today. You came late today. So we are done from now for pH calculations, and I want to schedule one more class for today. concept, how to use these formulas and concept we use, and do very good number of numericals. Komal, hello, you came late. We are about to end up the session. Okay, so actually when this salt and the acid is mixed, what happens? If the equal amounts are mixed, buffer capacity is going to be maximum when pKa plus or minus 1 का हिसाब से होना चाहिए, or otherwise pH of the buffer you have to calculate by mixing these two. So if the acid and the base is mixed, you are going to get the salt. If the acid concentration normality of the NaVa is going to be greater than this strong base, so you are going to get a salt as well as leftover acid is left. So you are going to see the buffer. If the base is greater, you don't get a buffer. Saurashya, your teaching very nice. Thank you very much. Thank you. And why don't you like the session better? Then please like and watch the recording. Okay. I like the students who are regularly coming to the class. And my dear students, we are doing the best from our side. So you want to have this kind of sessions, you have to go to a coaching center and pay huge money and travel a long distance. But in the YouTube channel, we are giving the best from our side. So you need not have to pay anything. Simply sit and write the noteworthy points. These classes are absolutely free from the YouTube channel. And हम कुछ भला करने का कोशिश कर रहे हैं बच्चों के लिए. So आप भी ऐसे सोचो, थोड़ा सा लाइक मारो and please share this session with your friends. इन लोगों को भी फायदा होना चाहिए. And please subscribe to NEET Infinity Learn YouTube channel. My dear children, we are done from my side. Okay, signing off. सुरेश, Faculty of Chemistry from Infinity Learn. फिर मिलेंगे अगले क्लास में. ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री शुरू करने का तैयार हो. Okay, you are in 11th standard, my dear. So in the next session we are going to discuss about the organic chemistry. Get ready, Chaurasia. Right. Thank you very much. God bless you. Signing off, Suresh, Faculty of Chemistry. Thank you.